Hello, it's Massa from the Great White North, and we continue our series of the theme deck, box opening, and deck. And today we're gonna do the Hopkinsville Goblin King. And hit me in the comment below if Hopkinsville is actually a real city. So that's a dark deck. That's kind of the most iconic one, I think, in terms of promo. And yeah, let's do opening. So let's open this box. First I thought, this deck was a red deck, but no, that's a dark deck. I mean, it's black on the side, so I could have assumed. I could have guessed if I was using my brain a bit more. I think I use all my brain with flesh and blood, and and I don't have that much brain left for the rest. Alright. Just notice they say 13 plus for age. I think it's totally fine. Depend on who you teach, but it's totally fine to play with somebody 9 and 10. As long as they have the attention span. I don't have issue with. I'm playing with some kids that are 10 years old. There is no issue. The game is simple enough. Traps are a bit complicated. The math is obviously annoying for kids, but also for adults. But as long as if they know how to use an iPhone, which now most kids know how to use an iPhone, that's fine. Anyway, that's my favorite coin, and I hope it's looking good. This side is good. There's a bit of a dent here. I do wish that they put those coins in a small blister or something. I'm not saying that the damage comes from shipping, which is so possible, but it's just like I love those coins, and it kind of make me sad when they have a little dent somewhere. Anyway, the Hopkinsville Goblin King, and as usual, you get one for your collection, one to play. And let's open this deck. I can't remember if there is any card unique to this deck. I didn't play this one that much. Alright, first thing I always check is if the promo is damage or not, because a lot of them have a bit of something on the side. Yeah, it has something here. Annoying. That's okay. You can't win them all. And this one looks pretty pristine. Also, hit me below, like in the comment, how do you store those cards? Like the one in the blister? I have no clue. Like, it's too big for top loader, it's too big for everything. So anyway, we have a Hopkinsville Goblin King. Costs 5, which is kind of a lot for dark. 80. It have a fear, which is very good. So fear, it means when this card is played, you can choose another card, you flip a coin, and if you win the coin flip, it gets returned to its opponent's hand, to its owner's hand, and that's very strong. Like a card like Gumbaroo, or like if there is a power-up red or an annoying card, then it gets destroyed when it returns to its hand. So that's very good, and it's only 80, but that's okay. And 20 damage only. It can go to 45, so that's not too bad. And it gives plus 10 life point and plus 10 damage to all the small goblins. I mean, that's a Goblin King, so you would have guessed that. And they get fear, and like we saw, fear is very good. And they attack Royal Pain, so it gives a scared trait, and that's very good because it means once you attack with that, whoever is touched by this attack gets scared, and when they are scared, each time they are fatigued, you flip a coin. If they win the flip coin, nothing happened, but they are still scared. If they lose, they return to the opponent hand. So it's really good. So if it doesn't, if they are not scared, if they don't get back to the opponent hand this turn, they're gonna get back the next turn or whatever. So that's something I really like. And what is also very special with this card is get plus 10 damage for every other goblin. And something a bit complex is all opposing pages in combat are inflicted with scared. And this doesn't happen all the time, it's pretty rare case. But let's say I attack a creature, I attack goblin with that, and you defend with another card. Well, I'm doing damage only to the card that you defend with. So only the card that you defend with will get scared. But because this one is also in combat, they will both get scared. So that's a way to kind of there is to go around defense. So I guess, do we have 10 goblin? We do have 10 goblin, I love it. I mean, this is a good, you want to have fun at the kitchen table, you want to start to play the deck, just play this one. This is a good entry point for Metazoo. I think everybody's kind of happy with that. Boohag is freaking scary. I don't know, it's 4 per deck, but we have only 3. When Boohag enters the arena, target a caster. As long as Boohag is in the arena, the chosen caster loses 25 life points each time they yawn, and target artifact recovers 25 life points. So this is kind of an effect that I don't authorize in my tournament, because this is kind of annoying. I still have to think about it, but I feel it can discriminate some people. But regardless of that, it still attack 20 and give paralyze. And actually, this is one of the effects that is borderline. You can still keep it, but just the trouble is then how do you prove if somebody yawn? So it's always cool when you play friendly, but once you play for in a tournament with some real prices, I find you can't really, for organized play, you can't really keep that. So even this card is only in this deck. I don't really see it making a splash anywhere. Then we have Bunnyman, that I'm sure you get tons of. We have Death Beam. We have 2 Death Beam, and that's one of the OG9. So what does this mean? In the Kickstarter, I forgot if that was an issue, but in the first edition, there are 9 cards that are only full holo. They are not printed in reverse holo, which means they are twice more rare than the other. And Death Beam is one of them. And here you get 2. I mean, it's not full holo, but still, if you want to play with a card, that's the easiest way to get it. And this is actually pretty good. It costs 3. Target BC is destroyed. Boom, most of removal costs 1 and do 25 damage, or 2 and deal a bit more, 50 is the best one. This destroyer quits on sight, and they are put in afterlives, so you are sure they're never gonna come back. Just the only thing is after resolving this page, you cannot, you can no longer contract any or how it's called, light pages for the rest of the game. Who cares? Just don't play light with this deck. Just play dark, and you can play dark and spirit. That's kind of a good combo. Then we have Bog. I do like Bog. I'm just reading the little text under the bane of many beasties' existence since the time of the dinosaurs. Who knows what treasure lies within the bog? But do not be tempted. When bog is fleeced face up, so that's a trap. That costs 1 also, so that's pretty easy. Target attacking beast does not awaken at the start of your opponent next turn. Okay, well that's it, yeah. That means you keep something tapped for 1 turn. This card is only in this deck though, so if you want a complete collection, you're gonna need to get it. But you're never gonna play with it. Necromancy is very average. And it's good only if you have really a bomb. I guess in this deck you can bring back your Hopkinsville Goblin King to your deck, which is pretty good. But most of the time you just waste 1 card for that. Doesn't give you card advantage. You get a 10-10 for 1. You get your usual bookmark, your blood ruby, chaos crystal, tons of lands, aura. I do like. I really love Victor Larson art. I mean, I love Poncho too. uh, you know what? If you guys want, we can kind of compare the art of the different artists of Metazoo in one video, and we can do a vote. Which one do you prefer? Anyway, like this is in terms of pure value. This deck, you know, you have two Death Beam for whatever reason. I don't know why they are put as Anko, they are rare. So you get 4 rare in this deck, which is very awesome, especially Death Beam is one of the rarest. So just that, I think Death Beam is maybe like $40 now or something, $30? Maybe 30, let's say 20, 30. Still you get 2, you get a Chaos Crystal, you get a Blood Ruby, that's awesome value. Especially because Death Beam is so rare, and that's a pretty good card. The rest of the cards unique to this deck are meh. The promo is really just for Goblin deck, and it's good for Goblin kitchen table. You're gonna have some fun. You're not gonna win a tournament with that. So yeah, and regardless, like, what do I think about the deck? How does it play? Well, this one is pretty standard. You need to have this in play by any means necessary, and all the rest get boosted and also give scale. The issue is there is nothing that allows you to find it. You know, like in the release deck with the Swamp Priestesses, there was some Moonlight people that allow you to look at the top 7 card of your deck, of your spellbook, to find her. But him, there is no way to get it. I mean, you have one bookmark, and the rest, you know, is just to win some time. Bunny Man, I think in this deck is just because you can use it. You fatigue, you sacrifice it, you can bring back a Goblin, and it triggers a Goblin King. So this deck is like power level, I would say 1/10 if you don't have the Goblin King, and maybe like a 6/10 if you have the Goblin King. So for this reason, I mean, I don't think that's a very good deck. Really, the way you play it is you try to get lucky to get that, and you win sometime with your good removal spell, your 2 Death Beam, and you put some guy just on the way, you know, in the way of your opponent. And once you have Goblin King, you try to control the board with your little goblins. You bring them back with your Bunny Man. If your Goblin King is dead, you bring it back to your deck with Necromancy, and then you have to draw it again. Yeah, it's really like it's a good deck to start because it's easy to understand the strategy. Try to get your bomb, play the rest of your deck, of your spellbook, to, you know, reduce the damage that you take each turn, and get your bomb. And then try to really, you play a Goblin, you scare something, you play a Goblin, you scare something. I would say maybe you sandbag your Goblin. You don't need, if you don't have to, you keep them in your hand, because if they are on the floor, they're just gonna die. And once you have the Goblin King, each time they come into play, well, they're gonna scare something. So, gonna inflict fear. So let's see what we have in this booster. Oh my god, I'm excited. I love opening booster. Pass Trap. Not what we want. Necromancy, Salem's Witches. Oh, I mean, it sounds sim. I just feel so sad when I get a non-rare in those boosters. Anyway, thanks for tuning in. I think this deck is really fun. If you just want one deck, you want to play at events, have fun and don't care if you lose, well, go for this one. I mean, the value is really good. With the 2 Death Beam. The art of the Goblin King is awesome. I think Victor did an awesome job here. Yeah, that's all. We have just one deck left. Next video gonna be the Alpha Ice Man, and we're gonna see what's in it. But thanks for looking at the channel. If you have any comments or any requests or anything, you know, you just comment below, and peace.